Hey, what's up, family? Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video on soul alignment and how to get in alignment with your soul and how to know when you're in alignment with your soul or source, right? And it's a big question, because a lot of people undergo spiritual awakenings. A lot of people are studying consciousness and meditation. And what is this whole soul alignment or source alignment with source thing? So, first off, let me talk about what it is and a little bit about what it's not. Source or soul alignment is who you really are, right? So we know that you are a soul or source energy inside of a body. So you're having a human experience. You're not a human having a spiritual experience, right? So you're a spiritual being or a piece of source energy having a human experience, right? And that's a big difference, all right, when you think about it. So you have this piece of source energy, this soul inside of this body. You came into this world to live, to experience life and the contrasts of life, and you decided there were certain things you were going to do, certain people you're going to meet along the way, right? Which at times we don't understand until we wake up from the detachment of the egoic personality in the mind. See, the biggest misidentity, and it's called an identity crisis in the world, is thinking that we are the mind. Now, the mind is just our brain, right? That, messages come in through stimulus, as they call it in psychology. Um, Messages come in through stimulus, and we convert that. Oh, my waterfall. We convert that into words and language, right? And we speak, right? That's the mind. The mind processes information. It's like a computer, right? It can be programmed, right? So you've been programmed from the time you've been born. Some of them predetermined that came in with you, and others through cultural conditioning from mother and father and siblings and friends and what you were exposed to on television, political parties, everything, you name it. But that's all a part of the conditioning. Now remember, that's a program in the mind. You are not the mind. So, how can you test that? One, the simplest way to test that is to detach from the mind. How do you do that? So, one, meditation by breathing, right? And what happens when you start breathing and meditating, you can step back from the mind and you can see the thoughts. So, who is that can see the thoughts? That's you, the real you, the spiritual being, the piece of source energy behind, that's inside dwelling, right? So, how do we know when we're out of alignment with who we really are? We feel bad. We don't feel good. We feel anxious, depressed, fearful, right? Because remember, you are pure positive energy. Pure positive energy. You are love. You are prosperity. You're everything that's good about this world that you can imagine. You feel good. You feel joy. It's bliss. It's who you are naturally. You don't have to figure this out, or you don't have to do special things to become it. You just have to allow yourself to be yourself. That's why we call it being, because you're allowing yourself to be you, right? And a lot of times what happens is we get in our heads, right? The mind takes over. See, we think before we awaken to the awakening and realize who we really are, we think we're in control when it's really not us that's in control on purpose. Sometimes we create by default, but we don't co create intentionally, right? Because the mind is in control and we have identified ourselves with the mind and the personality, and that's how we operate. But as you step back, you realize the mind is a tool, right? And it's the mind is not you, but it's a tool that you possess, right? Because it's separate from who you really are. And it's an absolutely incredible thing. Your whole life changes as you begin to walk in who you truly are. So let's talk about a couple of examples on How to know when you're in alignment, how to know you're not. I'm going to just use a job interview as an example. So, when you go to a job interview and say you're feeling really nervous and you're feeling anxious and you're scared because you really want to impress this person, right? Well, those feelings that you're feeling in those moments are out of alignment with who you really are, because your true self never feels that way. Your true self is 100% confident in you. Your true self knows that you're good enough. Your true self knows exactly where you belong. Now, there's two scenarios I want to play out for you guys. One, the negative feelings that you have when you're out of alignment with where you're supposed to be going, like your path, right? And then negative feelings when you're out of alignment with how you truly feel about you. That's why I want to use the job interview for both. One, you can have these feelings of being nervous and anxious and fearful because you don't feel good enough. Your thoughts, right? You're in your thoughts. The thoughts are telling you, well, I may not have experience enough. What are they going to think about me? Can I do this job the way they need me to? Oh man, what if I mess up in the interview? These are all mental things, right? Which your real self don't feel that way about you. Your real self knows that you can nail this, knows that you will nail this. Your real self knows that you are capable, right? And can do anything, right? Now, if you're out of alignment with purpose, you can be confident in what you're doing, but you'll have a different type of negative feeling. It'll be a type of negative feeling. It's like, oh man, I don't belong here, and you're trying to force it. When you're out of an alignment with a direction that you're going, you'll find that you're trying to force yourself to do certain things, right? You'll be like, I don't know if I should do this or not, but you force yourself to do it because the mind, again, it's always in the mind. The mind will try to convince you, the conditioning from our culture will tell you that you have to grind through it to get there, or that no, this is what a real man does, or no, this is what a woman does, right? Or no, you have to go through this in order to get to this, right? So you end up forcing certain issues in your life that are out of alignment with your true self. So the key to being in alignment and the key to walking in the purposes you came here to walk is to feel it, right? And to identify, okay, why am I feeling the way am I feeling, right? What is this feeling? How does my soul really feel about it? How do I feel about it? Yeah, I am good enough. Yeah, I am talented enough. Yeah, I do have the right skills, right? Okay, I got this. Or you know what? That's not for me because I don't feel good about that. I'm not passionate. Yeah, that's you. That's what you think that men should do, or you think that women should do, or you think that that's the way life should be lived, and that's okay. That's your experience, but it's not for me, right? And the more you care about how you feel, the better you become at this, and the better you get at this. And then watch how things just start to manifest into your life, because we see to talk about manifestation. And what is the law of attraction and manifestation? Well, one, your true self is the greatest point of attraction in the law of attraction. The law of attraction is how the world works, how things attract to each other, right? How we come together with certain people at certain times, right? So when you're attracting from a place of source, from your soul, you are a magnet for everything that you are and everything that you want to be. And watch how things just start to change for you, which appears to be magical, right? Now, it's not really magic, it's science, you know what I mean? And they're starting to be able to prove it. Remember, there was a time when the earth was flat, but they thought the earth was flat, and the ideas of not being flat were all crazy, right? But remember something. They could only see what they could see because their telescope was only developed is the best it was developed at the time. It took recalibration and the reinvention of the telescope for them to be able to see past their current situation and what they currently knew. And it took people like you, people like me, and people all around us, all through the community and what we do, to have known and to have believed and seen these different laws and how they work, right? And just in case you're into numerology, it was 10:10 on the clock. I appreciate every one of y'all for stopping by. I hope this helped. Please, down in the description box, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. I do a whole lot of things. I hope to see you guys again soon. It's your boy. Peace.